Hey, we are live.
Hello, everybody.
Episode 26. You guys know what
Wow,
that means?
that's
That
like
means we've
six
been doing this
months.
crap for 6 months.
That's crazy.
That doesn't seem like it's possible. But
It
this
says
is
nowhere
this
on
is
time.
this is episode number 26, gang.
Yeah, I can't believe it. It doesn't
Half a
seem like
year.
that's even possible. Welcome to all the wire nuts. You guys are the ones making it possible. You guys are the ones that are on the show, right?
Exactly.
That's the show's about you guys, more or less.
Right. And we're just
So
we're just here
appreciate
to
you all
have
tuning
fun.
in tonight. Yeah,
Hmm.
Dave's just now getting his dinner down. He's got sick mommy and sick a baby at
Yeah, I
home.
got a sick pup. Anyway, well, let's see tonight. I'm gonna scroll all the way back to the top. First one
Oh
in
yeah.
this evening was Lawrence Petros. Good evening, sir.
Woo!
Hope you survived.
LPD first in.
Hope you survived Nam, good sir. And then I see Mr. Krellbar. How you doing this evening, sir? Hope you're well. And then Terry Himes and Tom Harhigh. Is it Harhigh or Harhay? I don't know which. Uh,
Hey Tom H.
Tom
See
H.
see
Yeah,
see what I did there?
yeah. I like what you did there.
Can't be wrong.
Nope. Dwight Bailey, how you doing, Dwight? And there's my buddy Dave, from Stafford Music Studio. How you doing, Dave?
Hey Dave
Hope you're
Stafford,
having a
what's
good
up,
week.
buddy? Thanks for the info today, by the way.
I hope you're having a good week, man. Yeah, that goes for all of you guys. I hope you guys are all having a good week. There's Six String Brian. How you doing, man? I hope you made it home safe.
Man, Brian killed it at Nam, dude. He's got the
Well,
top notch Nam coverage knocked down.
yep, yep. Six strings and 10 fingers. Good evening to you, Daniel Horsley. Let's see. Original Paramutant. Oh, chat just jumped on me again, or
It
not
tends to
again.
do that.
It does that from time. Frank C, how you doing? Dan of New Jersey, how's it going, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Lars Guitars, our guest from last week,
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
a couple weeks ago. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yep. I hope you're doing well, Lars. And that's say for I think I said Frank C. If not, good evening to you. And I think that I'm pretty much down to the bottom. If I did,
Viking SW's in here and Dwight Bailey. Hello, Dwight. And
Dwight, how you
Chicken.
doing?
Chicken's jumping in. She's like, I
There's
just got done with the dishes just in time.
just in time. There's Paul Lou.
And
Just
there's
jumped in.
Paul and
Hey,
RG
Paul.
Pops. Thanks, RG, for joining the show.
Hey,
Appreciate it.
RG.
What's going on, everybody? Well, man, what's new with you? Anything?
Other than nursing a sick pup,
Yeah,
uh,
sick pup. We were talking about we need to put together some Valentine's merch and some spring colors or something for the ladies or something for the lady
yeah,
wire nuts.
yeah, we're
So,
we're gonna try and get some new designs going and whatnot. So hopefully by that point,
by
we'll
the way,
have
you'll notice that this was not planned,
no.
but we are representing it. I had this after the fact when I noticed. I was like, the man in black. We'll be circling back around to the man in black later on. So
We
maybe we
will.
just had a premonition
Yeah,
before the show that we should throw on the black shirts.
totally
So
not planned. But anyway, so yeah. Other than that, man, just normal, normal, normal.
normal,
Um,
normal.
yeah, normal, normal.
Did you see
Status
anything
quo.
at Nam that you couldn't live without so far?
Mm, there's a couple things that grabbed my eye at Nam, from Nam, at least from what I saw. Yeah, couple things, piqued my interest. Am I going to run out and buy something? Probably not. The
You
ROs
don't
are too expensive.
you don't
Uh,
have anything on pre-order already?
oh no.
Well, we were gonna have one of those R things with the G on the headstock in the show,
Uh huh.
but it's already gone. So we're not gonna have it.
It sold like an hour ago.
There was 10 on Chicago Music Exchange, and now there's 0.
Now they're gone. So somebody has some deep pockets and really wants really,
$6,500 a piece,
yeah.
plus taxes on reverb. Ouch! Taxes
Yeah.
alone.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Yeah. So Yeah, no, I mean that those the ROs look great. Some of the '70s, some of the '70s throwback, like the V and the Explorer, those look good. Um, the the Epiphone line, what they're doing with the Epiphone line is looks great to me.
They're mirroring the Gibson line as close as they
Yeah.
can. Looks like.
Yeah, which I think is a wonderful idea, and I think it's been said before. It kind of really puts Epiphone in contention, right? Makes him a contender. I'm glad to see JC and the gang actually treating Epiphone like it means something, instead of the way it was treated for the last 25 years or 30 years or so as more of a throwaway brand. It's like they're actually taking some pride in the brand, and I'm glad to see that. I think that's a big step in the right direction. Let's see what else. That was really the big. That was really the big thing. Oh, it was cool to see my buddy Lawrence be represented at NAMM this year.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Lawrence!
Way to go, LPD.
LPD getting some representation at NAMM this year.
He was saying earlier in the chat it was a whirlwind deal, but he had a lot of fun, so
Yeah.
it's cool. And then he came home and started making pedals like they were going out of style again.
Oh, there's a new name there, Donna Master Saucier.
Six String Brian says, I really want that Jared James Nichols Epiphone. I'm like, Brian, I had you used one in my hands, bro. I sent you pictures, but I could have got him a deal on one here, but by the time I shipped it to him and the customs and all that, he's just better off waiting for one to show up in Canada, probably.
Right. So
it's got a big old honking neck on it, though, man. It does have a giant neck.
Yep, hard pass for me then.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's a Louisville Slugger. It's a Babe Ruth Louisville Slugger neck.
Nope.
Don't want
Ain't
that.
the one.
Well, hey, man, you want to bring this guest out?
Yeah.
We got 25 people watching at least, according to my
Yeah,
little duck,
we'll go ahead
duck
and
icon up here. That's what the duck says anyway.
Yeah. Well, we'll go ahead and bring him in. That's you guys. I'm sure you guys have seen him floating around the chats all over the place.
Oh yeah, he's our buddy everywhere.
Yeah, he's our buddy everywhere. Always says hello to everybody. Super nice guy. I got the pleasure of spending a little time with him yesterday on the phone. We had a little impromptu jam session over the phone. That was quite fun. So, but anyway, without further ado, is Dale Palmer.
Hey!
I had a brain fart.
Sir? See, now look. We're rocking the same shirt. I'm telling you, we're circling back around to the man in black later. You're even rocking the hat, Dale.
Yeah, I got the hat and everything.
You're full on live wires all the way tonight.
I'm full uniform tonight.
Awesome. That's incredible. I don't think we've ever had anybody in full live wires regalia as a guest before. You're the first one.
Oh, well, there's a first for everything. Hopefully I'm starting a new trend. I'm not normally a trendsetter, I don't think, but
you got more live wire stuff on than David and I do. That's impressive. Thanks for supporting the channel.
I've got the hat. I've got the hat back there, right
there. You go.
There underneath the black and white one.
We're still saving up to slay the duck. We're getting close. Dave, did you see the new green screen? Not that we would ever have anything, but they added green screen to StreamYard. So looks like they're always adding new stuff to it all the time. So, well, we appreciate you coming on with us, Dale. Of course, you're everybody's buddy in the chat everywhere, and we've seen you on a few live streams here and there. How are
just
you
want
doing
to say, I'm not going to type, but I just want to say I love all you guys in the chat.
All our buddies are here, Dale.
It looks like they're out in full force tonight.
They're out in full force.
That's a good thing.
Absolutely. That's a good thing. Absolutely. I see some new names too. Donna Master, Saucier. I don't know. I'm sorry if Donna, I got to be butchering your last name, but
hi, Donna.
See you. Do you know Donna? Is that your friend?
Yes, it sure is.
Okay. Well, tell her I'm sorry. I just destroyed her name.
Oh. It's well, the last name is Saucier.
Okay, I was close.
It
I
is a
was
French
close.
name,
There you
but
go.
people call say saucer or all kinds of different things. So
Brad
That's what
Miller
happened.
says your mic is a little low, Brian.
Oh,
you rock
mine?
too, Hack.
I could just move it a little
Oh,
bit closer.
there's
How
Hack.
about that?
We didn't say hey to Hack.
Hack's been here for a couple minutes. Hi, Hack. What's up, bro? And Brad Miller's here, and David Ennis is in now. So we got everybody watching.
Janice.
So we should probably move on to the first segment of our show, known as the guest Q&A. Dale, you ready to get the quiz tonight?
Oh, I suppose I could do that.
Well,
Fire away questions, and I'll try to figure out an answer.
I know you've seen the show before. This isn't your first rodeo, so I suspect you've probably heard one or two of these questions before anyway, but we'll see what we can do to stump you on something maybe. So the first one's kind of a gimme. So we want to know, when did you first start playing the guitar, and who or what was your inspiration?
Well, when I first started the guitar, I think I was pretty young. I think I was somewhere between 12 and 14, somewhere in that age. And I had my first instrument really was clarinet. Well, other than everybody had to play flutophones back in the, I don't know, whatever
Is that a
grade.
recorder? A flutophone? Is that the same as a
Yeah,
recorder?
well, they call them
Okay.
flutophones. Just those plastic pieces of crap that you had
Recorder.
to do a couple of notes on, you know?
Mary had a little lamb.
They called them flutophones back then, and they were really cheap pieces of crap anyways. And then I joined band, and I learned clarinet, and that didn't take, you know, that just wasn't the same. And then that gets back to my inspiration, and it really was starting to hear some rock and roll on the radio. I lived in a very small town, and for the most part, we had basically only country played on our local radio station, and there was no such thing as FM. It was all tweaked in on the AM station, trying to get the city radio, so I could get
late
that
at night. If the atmosphere was just right, you could get it dialed in.
yeah. So you know, sometimes you could catch some on skip. So I was constantly trying to tune in on some rock and roll, but really it was like seeing the Beatles on Ed Sullivan's show was, to me, a very monumental experience, and a combination of seeing them play on the Ed Sullivan show, and then seeing how all the girls were really going nuts over them in the media and everything else. And I said,
Passing out. And
I kind of want in on this game.
throwing their underwear on the stage.
Yeah. And I love music. I love to play. I was in chorus and all that. So
The girls weren't throwing their underwear in the stage though when you were in you were.
No, I
In the
wasn't
chorus.
that. I didn't really have much of an audience when I learned it all, but I
That's
had
why the
fun.
Beatles made an impression. You're like, I'm in the chorus and nobody's throwing stuff on the stage at me. I need to be like the Beatles.
I wasn't really expecting that, obviously, but but I have to say I was pretty impressed with the results they got.
Yeah. Yeah. They did all right for themselves.
Yeah. Well, back in those days, you couldn't even hear anybody in a concert because the girls were screaming so loud. You didn't hear the players sing, or you don't hear hardly a note.
Even with going back to Elvis, you couldn't even.
Yeah, well, Elvis too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I remember
so
watching kinds
going
of
crazy and passing out. You couldn't even hear the band, right?
Yeah. So, anyways, I decided I wanted to play guitar, but I couldn't play right away because we weren't real rich or anything. So I kind of had to wait for, I think it was a year, either a year or two later, that my parents had bought me a guitar for either birthday or Christmas.
That's my next question for you. What was your first guitar, and how did that all come about?
My first guitar was I don't even remember the brand or anything like that, and really the brand didn't matter. I was just so excited to have this guitar. It's like, wow, I got this, and I said, oh man,
Chicken would throw stuff on the stage for you, Dale.
oh. Oh, I love you, chick.
So you got this guitar, and Mom and Dad got it. You said it was
So
birthday.
Mom and Dad got me this. It was an acoustic guitar.
Okay.
I don't think there was any way in hell they were going to get an electric. I don't know if electrics were even all that readily available in my little town.
It might have been more expensive in just like everything when it first comes out, right?
Well, we had to go into the city, and the nearest city was probably 30 miles away to
Where'd
the
you grow
nearest.
up, Dale?
What's that? Oh,
Where'd
a
you grow
little
up?
town called Boonville.
In what state?
When people say they live in the boonies, I lived in Boonville, New York.
Is that like Boonville? Is that Daniel Boone, Boonville, New York?
Actually, no. It was named after a fellow by the name of Garrett Boone.
Different Boone.
Nobody would know that but me because
distant
I paid
cousin.
attention in third grade history.
You're the only one, Dale, that was paying attention in third grade.
I'm
That's
the
why
only
your
one.
mom and dad got you a guitar when you were 14 because you were a
Yeah.
good boy.
So
you
yeah,
did the
I was
acoustic.
nuts over getting a guitar, and then I didn't know how to play it all. So they gave me some. They did pay for a couple lessons. I think I had 3 half-hour sessions or something with one of the local guys that played guitar in the town, and he was a real good guitar player. He was in bands and stuff like that. So I got a few lessons, and then the rest of it was just trying to pick up I had a chord chart and just trying to play records and trying to pick it up on my own.
I was going to say, did you listen to records and over and over and over again, try to figure out what they were doing?
Yeah, I learned how to play everything wrong many times.
Right. Well, I mean, there's right and there's wrong.
Yeah, well, I didn't know
if
the
you
difference.
can play it, I'm impressed. I don't care if you play
I
it
could
exactly
make it
right or
sound
not.
close, then I'm good, man. That's all I cared.
Yeah. With all the studio stuff they do nowadays, you can't play anything exact anyway. There's too many layers and tricks and everything layered on top of each
Oh,
other.
absolutely.
These bands that have one guitar player and you're listening to it, and I was like, I can distinctly hear 4 guitars.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Right. Well, cool. Do you still have that first acoustic guitar, Dale? Or is it long gone?
I'm afraid to see if it's buried in the attic, to tell you the truth.
You might still have it.
Yeah, but if it's in, I might.
It's
I don't
probably pretty
remember.
dried out if it's still in the attic.
I know I'm confident I never sold it. But
Hey, JJ.
it really wasn't the greatest guitar. It had probably at least 3/8 action on it.
That was good for your finger strength, your hand.
Oh yeah, I could play till I made them bleed. Real easy.
Well, moms and dads aren't dumb. They figure there's at least a 50-50 chance you're going to play it for a week and be done. So they're not going to buy you a Martin.
Oh, no.
First,
like I said,
you're already virtuoso.
We weren't
musician.
exactly we weren't real poor, but we weren't real rich either. And
You weren't going to get brand new Martins to learn on.
No.
I understand. I was right there with you, brother. Well, let me turn the page a little bit, move on a little bit more into where we're at now. What got you interested in watching and creating your own content on YouTube? What kind of led you down that path?
Well, it really was when I decided I wanted to start playing guitar again.
So you had a break in your
I had a long break.
journey.
Yeah, I like many people, I had a job I was working like way too many hours at. On top of that, 50 hours a week at work and more, and then on top of that, I had a child and family
Family.
and all that sort of thing.
Right.
And the guitar really just took a back seat at that point.
It happens. Yeah.
And so it just became not that much of a priority, and I was playing it less and less, and it gets to the point where at times I might not have even picked it up for a couple months at a time. And
Right.
so then bottom line is, to bring it to today, it was probably about 5 years ago or so, I decided, I really want to get back into the guitar thing.
Got some more time on my hands, and
Yeah. Well, actually at that time I didn't have that much more time on my hands, but enough. And I decided to make it a priority. So I went to on YouTube and started looking up how to play different things, and started checking out different players and different channels. And I said, well, this is kind of neat. I like this.
mm-hmm.
So I started watching more and more people, and I got hooked.
Right, just like all of us have, right? We're all
Yeah,
sucked in.
yeah.
We all got our different favorite channels we like to watch and are entertained by, or and learn from. What have
Well,
you,
the other
right?
thing is, I only had the guitar that I had that I was still playing, but I wasn't playing it a lot, was an acoustic, and I decided, well, I'd really like to get into this electric stuff. I had an electric. I had a Jaguar. And,
Okay, let's circle back for a second. What was the first electric you got, and when did you
Yeah.
get that?
It was a Fender Jaguar. I had bought off a guy I worked with, and it was like not that expensive. It was like $200 to get an amp and a guitar. So it was
Gotcha.
a Fender tube amp. Well, I think that's all they had is tube amps back then.
Probably, yeah.
It was probably I think that was about 74 or something like that. And so I got that and the Fender Jaguar, and both of them had all the pots were shot on them and everything else, but I could make noise with it, and I was happy for a while.
Right. It was something to make noise with.
Yeah.
It was louder and crunchier than the acoustic.
Yes.
Well,
Absolutely.
So now flash forward, we're in the future, a few years ago, and you're deciding to get back into it. Did you get something new again to start over with?
Yeah, because the Jaguar and the tube amp I had sold at a garage sale for I don't know,
Long ago, right?
long ago. Yeah. I said, I just can't store this stuff, and I just didn't feel like I had the room. We're weeding everything out, and so unfortunately, I wish I had. It's the ones that got away, but
Sure, everybody does.
But so then I decided to get back into it, and
What'd you get for I'm getting back into it gear to start off with?
well, my first electric guitar getting back into it is a Schecter Solo 6
Hmm.
custom,
Yeah,
and it's a made in Korea LP,
great guitars.
and really good quality. And Schecter tends to make real shredding guitars and everything, but this one
Their
actually,
necks aren't overly flat though. They're not super mega flat. They're just kind of small, but they're not just like paper thin, right? Wasn't a paper thin neck on it, was it? Super thin.
no, this one, I mean, it's thinner than some guitars. I mean, I was used to a real thick neck on my acoustic.
Acoustic, yeah.
But no, I mean, I got that thing and it played like butter, and it's actually what was it, like a thin C, I would say.
Thin C. Dave was going to say something. What do you want to say, Dave?
No.
Oh, I thought you were going to.
No.
We were talking about neck shape. I thought maybe you were going to tell us exactly, but so kind of like just like a modern C, but a little bit thinner than a Fender C, maybe.
Yeah, Schecters tend to be
Smaller.
the
Not
necks
Fender,
are a little
smaller.
bit on the thinner side, but
Yeah.
this isn't like it wasn't a real shredder guitar. The Solo 6 is actually it's
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 a
an LP.
hardtail, right?
Yeah, Les Paul
Yeah,
type.
hardtail. S. Paul. Yeah, cool. All right, so you got that. What'd you get for amplification for that?
Oh
first-
well, I still got that. I've got a Mustang 3,
Okay.
and
Little Fenderage.
yep, and I just felt like getting a modeling amp will give me a lot of different sounds,
Mm-hmm.
and not much maintenance to it or anything like that. And
Correctamundo.
and at that time, I was watching, and that's really when I was starting to study all these YouTube channels, and I was watching Shane in the Blues.
Oh, right.
That was during a period of time where he was doing all these. That's how I
Hey, Gypsy.
caught on to him. I was researching all these amps that I might want to buy, and Shane was at that time was doing all these different tones that he was making up for the Mustang 3s, and well, he was
Showing you all the stuff you could do with it, right?
and it sounded real good when he played it. And
Yeah. Man, I had one of those little katanas, the little 50-watt katanas.
oh yeah,
For the money, you can't beat those things. I mean, really, for a home player, and stick a couple pedals in front of it, you're good to go. You don't need any more than that for guys like me and you, right? It's fun
Yeah.
to have more than that, but you don't need it.
well, they sound good whether it's
They sound good.
you don't have
They
to
sound
crank it in order to make it sound good or break up.
If they didn't sound good, they wouldn't be selling them like they're going out of style.
Right.
Right. Boss is doing okay with their amplification the last few years, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, if
Guitar
I had
Hack's
to
right.
do it
Shane
today,
is a
I'd probably
great
get a
player.
Katana instead of a Mustang, but it's whatever
Coin.
seemed right at the time.
Yeah, I got you. Well, let me ask you another. So this is another curveball. This is totally different topic. Who are your top 3 guitar players all time? So
Top
you
3?
mentioned the Beatles way back. I mean, we're right off the bat. Did you want to be George Harrison, or was there somebody else that when you finally got one and you started playing it, there you're like, man, if I could play like that guy or this guy or that guy, that would be. Anybody like that sticks out?
Well, actually, as time went on, I would say Jimmy Page.
Yeah, you a Zeppelin guy.
Yeah,
Just-
because when rocks really started to get going,
Mhm.
to me there was no better than Led Zeppelin. You just I don't know.
I would say there's not a whole lot better than Led Zeppelin today.
Yeah, my first rock album was Led Zeppelin 2.
Yeah,
And then I got 3 and kept on going from there. But
you got addicted right off the bat.
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was listening to all kinds of rock before that. I just didn't necessarily buy that many albums.
It didn't connect with you enough that you got like those are my guys or that's my guy. Yeah.
Well, anything I bought, I had to buy with my own money, and I had to work
Right.
for it. And
So you were like being choosy.
I had to be. Yeah, yeah.
Make sure I really like it before I buy it.
Well, you got to save up and buy yourself a stereo first. Why have
Dude,
albums?
I had a little
Don't even
Sears
have a
record
stereo.
player.
I mean, I
Right.
had a lot of things, but Led Zeppelin, man. I mean, they really rocked. But I also grew up on like my brother was 2 years older, and he'd be he had some early Black Sabbath.
Good night, Lawrence. We appreciate you being first man in.
See you tomorrow, Lawrence.
Hope you sell a zillion frickin' pedals, dude.
Hey, take care, Lawrence.
You
good
know
to
which
see you.
one I'm waiting for. We'll talk. Wink, wink, wink. Go ahead, Dale. I'm sorry to interrupt.
that's
I just saw
anyways,
Lawrence Lawrence has to like go back to soldering because of all the orders he's gonna have to fill now because he was at NAM.
Lawrence is going back to teaching tonight.
Oh, he's got to teach, and then he's got to go home and solder after he teaches. Betcha.
Oh boy,
Probably.
busy guy.
Yeah, busy guy. So sorry, Dale. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead where you were at.
Oh, no problem. So, anyways, then I started. I was into all kinds of earlier rock of that
Right.
period. You know,
Late
68,
60s, early
69,
70s.
70, 71. You know,
Yeah.
um,
Did you get it? Was there any American bands or North American bands in that time period that you like? I mean, like Foghat, or I mean, was there just somebody else around that caught your ear?
well, I saw
Were you
Foghat in
you
concert. I
were
really
you like
like.
a British invasion guy though?
I was
Or was it?
also into. I love the harmonies and things like
Mm,
Crosby, Stills and Nash and
gotcha. Yeah.
CSNY.
Right.
I was totally enthralled with their kind of music because, as I said,
Gotcha.
I have a little background with singing and all that.
What about Boston, man? They had that whole thing going on too when they came out. That 70s, that they had a lot of that kind of stuff going on.
Yeah, that was way later, but yeah,
That
yeah.
was a little bit later. Yeah. That was
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like,
10
when
years later,
that
probably.
stuff came out, there was Boston, Kansas, and Styx.
Right.
And, I was into all those bands as well.
Cool. Cool. So what's your current rig right now? Let me just. Oh well, actually, I asked you if there was 3 guitar players. So you told me Jimmy Page. He was kind of number one on your list. Is there a couple others that
Dwayne
you look
Allman.
up to? Oh well, yeah, that's a good
Dwayne
one.
Allman, to me,
Yeah.
was I just about wore out the records of the 2 record set of Live at the Fillmore. To me, that's the quintessential Allman Brothers.
So
It
many of
just
the
doesn't
greatest
get
guitar
any better than
players didn't last
for
very
me.
long, man. We lost him way too young. Just think of all the music he could have made.
I know.
And he was so young when he passed too, right?
Yeah.
Just ridiculous.
So yeah, I
Ridiculously
mean, I
talented.
loved Dwayne Allman,
Mhm.
and Eric Clapton
There you go.
was the other one. I mean, those
They were buddies anyway.
because I had heard Clapton when he was in Yardbirds, Cream,
Right.
and then Blind Faith just blew me away when you had that combination together. To me, that was a
Right.
super band back in the
Right.
day.
Sure.
Only did one album together in that combination of people, but
Right. Well, just like Derek and the Dominoes was like a super band too.
yeah,
In a way.
well,
It
that's
was
the
like
thing,
one of the very first super bands. Nobody even knew really who was in the band.
Well, I was,
'Cause-
and those are the guys that I listen to a lot. I listened to John Mayall, and he had, I mean, it was like Clapton, Beck, and Page were all intertwined in
so
this
you were right
musical
there for
world.
the whole British invasion when it was invading. It was invading your territory, and you were riding the wave.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was into a lot of U.S. bands too.
The British are coming. The British are coming.
Well, I got
Hard
into
there.
the San Francisco scene.
Oh, there you
All of a
go.
sudden you got Jefferson Airplane and Grateful
Man.
Dead and
The Doors.
Quicksilver, and there's all these guys out of Frisco.
Yeah, and Neil Young. Well, he's from Canada, but he might as well be from San Francisco.
Well, yeah, but he was San Francisco too.
Exactly. All right. Well, let me ask you this next question. So we're just spinning you in around like all over the place tonight, Dale. We want to know, just for fun, do you have any other hobbies?
Other
Anything
hobbies?
else yeah, you do anything else? You bass fish or paraglide or climb mountains or take your wife out to dinner, or do you have something else that's your hobby that you like to do?
Well, I like getting out into parks once in a while.
There you go. Like national parks kind of deal, or state parks?
I don't care. I just like to get outdoors in the woods and hike a few trails. I like and I was for years. I don't have a boat that runs right now, but for years I was into boating.
Yeah.
I had a motorcycle, I had a boat, and
I've done
so
both.
that pretty much sucked up my summers.
So you know what BOAT stands for? BOAT, right?
Break out another 1,000.
Or bust out
yeah,
another
it's that
1,000.
it's that
Yeah.
hole in the water that you just pour your money into.
Just keep dumping water, just bailing it constantly. It's just
I know all
look at
too
this,
well.
Another bucket of money I'm dumping out of this boat to keep it floating.
I lived and breathed it for
Yeah,
a
me
good
too.
number of
Been
years.
there. Motorcycles are fun too. Problem with motorcycles is dumbasses in cars hit you on them, and then you lose your life.
Oh,
'Cause
I did
nothing
get
you did
I
wrong.
did get hit once. Yeah, yeah.
I've been hit too. There's two kinds of motorcycle riders: those that have been down and those that will be.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
I'm
pretty
sure
much
Brian's
it for
been
that.
down. I know Brian's been down. He's in the chat. Brian's a biker. You have to watch out for the idiots. You have to be safe for you and everybody else, right, Dale?
Yes,
Be safe out there,
absolutely.
kids.
Yeah. Yeah, I always
Motorcycles are
enjoyed
everywhere.
traveling too. I used to travel all over the place, but that was back when I was making some decent money, and that's
Would you
all
like
I
to
do is
travel?
I'd save up and go off on trips when I could.
Travel around the continent here or travel abroad?
No, always in continent. Oh
Yeah.
well, no, I shouldn't say that. I went down to I had a trip to the Galapagos Islands once.
Oh, wow.
That was pretty exciting.
That's a pretty cool place to freaking go.
Oh yeah, yeah, really cool.
Yeah. Did you spend time on the island and everything? Like stay
Oh
there for a
yeah,
few
yeah.
days?
Well, yeah. There was actually it was a kind of a unique opportunity. A girl I was dating was she worked for a travel agency, and she would book tours.
She
And
had the
so
hookup.
this was a special trip just for the tour operators. The people that were
Nice.
hiring these operators that were
Mhm.
doing different. You would book with this company to have your people go travel with. And
Yeah,
so
right.
we got the red carpet treatment all the
Oh
way
man, I
through.
bet. Because they knew you were going to sell it to somebody. She was a travel agent or whatever. She's going to sell this trip to other people. So they
Oh
wanted to
yeah,
make sure
everybody
you
on the
had
trip,
fun.
they were all travel agents.
Yeah, they wanted to make
in
sure
that
you guys
business.
had a blast.
They were all the ones. So picture you own. It's like going to Nam, only the Nam is being taken on all their travel opportunities that they have to offer.
Yeah, top the
So you
line.
fly into Quito, and then next thing you know, you're doing some cruising around 6 different Galapagos islands, and it took us on a train ride that it was a virgin train ride. They hadn't even taken it that far. They had just cleared the tracks.
It's new tracks.
I'll tell you, this was
Well,
weird.
it's interesting that we're talking about island because I got to ask you the deserted island question, Dale. So we're up to the deserted island question, which I'm sure maybe you've heard before. So if you were going to be stranded on a deserted island and you had power and you can take some toys. So you can take one guitar, you get one amp, one pedal or effect of some sort, one album to listen to, and one miscellaneous luxury item. What would you choose to take to the island? If you're going back to the Galapagos and they were just going to leave you there on the beach, what would you take?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'd probably take a guitar I already have.
There you go. You could.
This one, I don't want to break any trademark rules here, so
Okay, so you
I put a
put some
piece of
tape
tape
on it.
over here so that there will be
Nobody's-
no
So
lawsuit.
the FBI doesn't come to your house.
It's authentic.
You might recognize the headstock shape.
It's authentic.
Cool.
Anyways,
it's
this
it's
is
pretty.
the one that I've had since I bought it used.
Wow, it's
it's-
nice
it's-
shape.
It's a 66. It's actually, I beat it up quite a bit.
A 66. Wow.
Yeah,
Thing's almost as old as I am.
That's a J50,
J50, and it's the ADJ.
the ADJ. That's right. Okay.
If you look
The
here,
adjustable bridge. Yeah. Right.
adjustments.
Yep. You got the adjustable bridge on it. Yeah.
Yeah, the adjustable.
Those are seriously some cool guitars, man.
Yeah.
Guitar Hack says he'd take Brian Cote's credit card to the island.
Yeah, this would even be attractive to the pretentious ones.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right, so we'll let you have that for that. That's for sitting around the campfire in the evening under the stars. You can take an electric guitar too. So what electric guitar would you take?
You know one that, and I haven't even played one, but I always kind of wanted it for versatility.
You can pick it up on the way.
Flies. Parker, one of the old Parker Flies.
Oh yeah, Parker Fly.
Top of the line. It's got piezo. It's got it's got everything. Stainless steel frets that last forever. And
there's a Parker Fly at my Guitar Center, a used one. I don't want it though, but there is one.
Well, there's different kinds too.
I might just go in there to pick it up and say I've held one. Where do you see Parker Flies? You don't see them everywhere, right? They're not just hanging in every guitar shop you walk into.
No, so. And of course, they haven't been made in quite a long time, and
right.
The ones, I guess somebody came back and made some that they weren't the same. Let's put it that way.
Chris, our buddy who's been on the show, he likes the Parker guitars. He's had a few different ones.
Yeah,
for sure. What about an amp? Go ahead, Dave. You were going to say something.
For the amp, I like one of those big Marshalls with the full stack. Just
like 4x12.
Just because.
100-watt plexi
SLP
or
100-watt
plexi.
Like, yeah. Now you're talking. Yeah.
I can stand on the other side of the island.
100-watt super
nobody's there to complain if you crank it up, right?
Yeah, 100-watt super lead with an angled cab and a straight cab.
Yeah.
What else do you need?
Well, you'd have to go to the other side of the island. That way you wouldn't go deaf standing in front of it.
Well, the problem is that all the wildlife on the island would vacate the damn island. They'd be like, what the hell? Just had volcanic eruption. Run away.
Might be tough to hunt an animal for food the next day, but whatever.
Be eating a lot of iguana.
But yeah, I mean, I've always thought about, that would be kind of cool to just crank up 100-watt with, full stacks and
turn it up. Yeah. Everything goes to 11 because who cares? I'm in the
yeah. I mean, as long as I got the choice, let's go for the full wall of sound,
Wall of sound. There you go. There you scare the walruses with the wall of sound.
Yeah. Yep.
What about a pedal? You got a favorite pedal?
See, I've been pretty much into the modeling lately, and so I haven't tried a lot of different pedals other than trying things that are within, what was available with the modeling. So right. I'm not quite sure I would know what to pick, but if I had to do it, I'd want one of those original Klons because everybody says those were sweet when you hooked them to those 100 watts and the full stacks, right?
Dave's not buying into the Klon hype. I can just tell by the expression on his face.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Got to get that sweet sound.
My favorite guitar player uses an original Klon in his rig at every gig. And so, actually, both of the guitar players in my favorite band use a Klon in their rig at every gig. So Joe Perry and Brad Whitford both have real Klons in their rig. So, but they don't use them as boost. They turn them up and use them as a drive pedal. They turn the gain up all the way. A lot of people use them like a boost pedal, right? They want that Klon boost.
I hear most people use it more as a boost than so than anything else.
Some guys use it as a drive pedal, though. If you turn it up all the way, it has a different kind of a drive thing going to it. So,
well, if you got the right kind of amplification up just right with it.
If you got Joe Perry's like every amp known to man and all these different cabinets, Joe Perry's stage is like all different freaking old hodgepodge of stuff that he plays through. It's crazy. So, Marshall and a treble booster, says Gypsy. That's all you need. Marshall and a treble booster.
Yep. That's pretty much it.
For sure. All right. You get two more things. You got to pick an album. All time. Well, it doesn't have to be your all-time favorite album. It just has to be
Live at Fillmore. You don't have to say anymore.
Okay, Live at Fillmore. Done. You already mentioned that one. He's already he knows which one. I'm like, you already know.
If I had to pick one, I'd definitely pick Live at the Fillmore East by Allman Brothers Band. It's just I would love to go back in time if I could and
go check
out that concert. Yep.
That'd be a good show to check out, right?
Yeah.
All right, you get a luxury item, Dale. What can you not live without? What do you got to have? What's your comfort thing that you have to
I'd want a boat.
boat? There you go. Just
I'm
drive
on an
around the
island and I want to get out on that water.
You could fish or just go out in the sun or just tool around to cool off.
Everything,
Right.
as long as there's unlimited gas supply. I give me a boat on that island, and yeah, I'd be happy.
There you go, brother. All right, cool. Well, that'll bring it to the end to the guest Q&A. Dale, hope everybody got to know you a little bit better tonight.
Well, I hope so.
Stuff we don't normally talk about in the chat, so hopefully everybody enjoyed that tonight. We're a little bit
Crowbar,
short
yes,
on...
I'm a Zappa fan.
Hey, oh yeah, I like Frank Zappa. Cool. I'm a little bit, for some reason my chat quit
Eat that
working.
question.
Okay, it's working again now. Anybody in the chat got a question for Dale? Tag Dave or I, and we'll ask him. We're skipping over a couple of our regular segments tonight. No Dr. Dave's tips and tricks because it's January, the time of the year that Dr. Dave gets his butt kicked at work every day, which has been happening on a regular basis, right? And then I had something I was going to show you tonight too, but I've been working on it and it's not ready for public view yet. So we're skipping over 11 tonight though. So we're going to go right into the segment known as the Red Hots tonight.
Red Hots.
But Dave went way out the way and did a whole bunch of cool NAMM Coolidge research on us tonight. And came up with some
I think
cool things to show us.
I think everything I picked tonight is 2020. So it's an upcoming. Most of these are in pre-release. I think there are a few that are already in
There's
stock.
a few already. Well, there was a really sweet 1960 Les Paul ROV2 till about 10 minutes before we went live.
Yeah. Brian calls me. He's like, dude, it's sold. I'm like, oh, come on.
I was like, dude, that Gibson's sold. You want to pick something else? He's like, no, the rest of them are gone too. I'm like, yeah, we'll just scratch that one off the list.
Yeah, we'll just keep going. All right. So.
All right, let me get ready here.
You ready?
Yep, you got your list handy?
Mm-hmm.
I got my list handy. Okay, let's see. It never puts them in the correct order. I never know why it does this. But this thing's actually, I love this color though.
Yeah, that's kind of why I picked it because I like the color. So this is a Fender Player Lead 3 with Palfaro in metallic purple, double humbuckers, Palfaro fretboard, and it's made in Mexico. So this series was created in 1979, the Lead series, and it's a solid body, hardtail bridge. Different wiring options. So instead of a 5-way, I believe you got 2 3-way switches.
A hardtail on a Strat.
Mm-hmm. Hardtail.
Made in Mexico.
It's a hardtail.
I like it though, man. I noticed there was a lot of purple. I'm into the purple, man.
Yeah, I don't hate the purple. So this one just comes in under the wire at $599.99 free shipping.
Now it's a pre-order, and you're not getting it for about 2 weeks.
About a month. About a month. It says estimated ship date February 7th.
Well, we're already at 21, dude. That's like more like 16 days.
Yeah. Oh,
2
yeah.
weeks.
True.
2 weeks. So.
A couple weeks. Okay.
Coming to a store near you. What's the pickups? Does it say what the pickups are?
It doesn't really give me a lot of information on the pickups on these. So
regular C-shaped neck. It says you can get it in Olympic white or Sienna sunburst too.
Right.
If you want to call
so
it.
you have a couple of options
money.
there.
Same money,
So,
you can get a different.
Yeah, not sure what pickups. Probably just going to be some Fender made Mexico wound pickups.
For $600, you could yank them out and stick whatever freaking humbuckers you want in that bad boy.
Exactly.
Right? If you like purple.
Yep.
So cool. That's one of the most attractive Fenders that I've seen.
That one's a good looking guitar.
A lot. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
That's good looking. I'd like it better with rosewood, but rather than Palfaro, I'm not a huge fan of Palfaro. I think it's too orange.
Would probably drive
a lot of it.
Drive the price up a tad, right?
Yeah.
Probably trying to hit a price point.
A couple
All right,
bucks.
let's see. It never puts these in order, so I have to search it out. Okay, here it is.
All right. So next is
next
the
up.
Epiphone SG Classic worn with P90s. And this one clocks in at $379 with free shipping. Estimated ship date is on March 8th. So you got a couple months before this one.
Yeah, that's a little bit further out, but see, here's the thing. That's not the one you're buying. That's the beauty shot. Because, I mean, look at the pretty top on that one. And you have no way of knowing what you're going to get when you're 3 months out. But still, doesn't mean that you're not going to put that on your wish list to wait for the real ones to hit.
Right. So yeah, if you're looking for an SG with P90s, so this one's a special. So it has the bound neck but dot inlays. So
that's okay.
Yeah, and that's okay. Guys, the inlays are just there for looks.
I like the fact that it's a regular, stop tail with a regular bridge instead of a wrap.
It's not a wrap bridge. Yeah, it's not a wrap bridge. It's got so Epiphone's done some huge upgrades in their line this year. So
this is friggin' new for $380 for two P90s and some binding on the neck.
Yeah, so this is the inspired by Gibson collection is where this one fits. So this has the open grain finish, so it's kind of like the BFG or the faded series where it's kind of got that real thin satin finish on it. You can kind of feel the wood underneath. I like those. So two P90 Pro pickups.
All mahogany body, mahogany 60s neck.
Right, 60 slim taper neck. It's got an Indian Laurel fretboard. Huh?
Graphtec nut.
Graphtec nut, and we also got a big upgrade on the other electronics. So we've got Switchcraft. Jack and 3-ways now, and as far as I understand, CTS pots all the way around. So big upgrades in the electronics department this year for Epiphone. So it's still for under $400.
Wow, that's a swinging deal if you're looking for an SG and you don't want to break the bank.
Yeah.
Right?
And even if you don't like the pickups, you can always swap them out for Gibson pickups if you'd rather, or somebody else's soap bars. Not a big deal, guys.
What do you think about that one, Dale? What do you think about that? Dale's got muted somehow. Dale, your mic's muted, brother. You muted yourself. We can't hear you. You're talking. I see your lips moving, but I can't hear what you're saying. All right. Firebirdage.
Yep. So again, with the Epiphone. So again, we're right under that $600 price point for these first few. We're $599, and this is an Epiphone Firebird from the Inspired by Gibson collection. So basically, it's a classic Firebird as it was in 1963, just made by Epiphone.
Hey Dale, if you can hear me, you've muted.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, well there you're back. You had muted your mic and I couldn't unmute you, but you're back now.
No, I muted it on purpose because I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, I got you. You were talking to somebody else. I got you.
Yes.
So we've got so on this one, we're slim taper C walnut and mahogany neck, just like the Gibson. I can't tell if this is a neck through or if it's a set neck. It's hard to see from the pictures.
It doesn't say in the description, right?
It does not say that it's a neck through in the description. So
mini hums.
Mini hum. Yep. These are the Pro Bucker FB720 mini humbuckers.
Now this is another pre-order deal here.
This is another pre-order, right? Same ship date, March 8th. And we've got Grover 18-to-1 ratio mini tuners, and we've got CTS electronics in this one, and yeah, all the good stuff. I mean, if you're looking for a bird and don't want to break the bank,
Graphtec nut. They went Graphtec nut on everything.
Everything,
right? For 20.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. So here's a way to check out a Firebird and not break the bank.
Not if you want to try one out.
If
Exactly.
you want to, yeah. If you want to, I like Firebirds. Obviously, I have one, but Hack has his up for sale.
Well,
But
but he's really a Les Paul guy.
yeah,
Truth be told, right?
yep,
All right, let's see. This is a different brand here.
Yeah.
Let me pull that one up.
all right.
Still
So
kind of
this,
a LP shape,
yep,
but
single cut shape, but this is an ESP LTD. This is brand new for 2020. So this is the blue natural fade burl poplar top.
this one is in stock, by the way.
Yes,
It's
this
an
one
interesting
is.
paint job there.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool.
looks to me like Pacific Ocean Beach fade.
Yeah, right. It's like a beach fade, kind of. I think it's cool. But anyway, so this is a set through neck. Now that's different than a neck through, but it is a set through neck. It's a 24 3/4 scale, just like Gibson. Gibson's, we'll just call it Gibson scale. It's a mahogany body, burl poplar top, 3-piece mahogany neck, and the
Korean
fretboard is Macassar ebony. So we've got a real ebony fretboard on this.
volute locking tuners made in Korea.
Hmm.
I like the volutage.
And these are Seymour Duncan Sentient for the neck pickup, and a Pegasus, Seymour Duncan Pegasus for the bridge. So
Reverse beach to ocean fade on the headstock. Goes the opposite direction.
yep,
Oh, they got video. So
yep, got a little
a
video there.
grand out the door,
Out
in
the door.
stock, taking an offer, brand new demo inside.
Yep.
He says, amped guitars, and he's in Katy, Texas.
Yep.
Katy, Texas. So that's pretty. I don't know how much I am to the burl top thing, but that one's cool.
That one is cool. That one is cool. I like that one. It's got because it's got just enough figuring to make it interesting.
Without
And then
being over the top, right?
Yeah. Then the burls in there, they're not. It's not a heavy burl top, so I really like that one. That one looks good.
This next one seems to be a new trend
Yep.
that we've seen from more than one
Manufacturer. Yes.
yeah here lately, right?
So this is the new Pro Series from Jackson, the Dinky, the DK2 ash body, ebony board, green glow with the sandblasted finish.
You better be into green, brother.
They have different colors. There's several different colors of those, but this one was sub 1,000 on the pre-order. So $999.99
nice.
at the door.
Yeah,
I like the way the grain is kind of highlighted with that.
Yeah. That's that sandblasted finish.
Seems to be a new trend. I mean, I don't know. I mean, comparison guitars had. I don't know if they were the first or if it was Key. I don't know who did it first, but last year there was 2 or 3 started, and now I think this year there's a whole bunch of companies that have tried to get in on that where they've stained the grain and then they put the black on the top and wipe it off.
Doesn't
and let it dry, or
Full
however
do
they
a few
do
like
it. It's
that?
cool. Yeah, there's more than one company right now that's doing that.
Yeah,
finish.
it's not that hard. Basically, what you're doing is you're removing the soft grain in it, and then
Sandblast
you're
it out.
filling that with the
green, or your bright
green.
color.
Yeah.
And then you
Yep.
black
And
over
then-
the top, and
then
then
you
you
come
Put
wipe
a
it
stain
out.
on it, sand it back, and then
Yep.
put some more finish
Yep.
on it. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Three-piece neck or
Um,
three, five. I can't tell. There's a wing on the headstock. There's
it's a
couple wings on there.
three-piece neck.
Three-piece neck with
Yeah.
wings
Well,
on it.
if you're counting the wings, there's 2 wings on it, but
Yeah, they
it's
don't
really a
put wings
3-piece
on it.
neck.
But ebony board
Yep.
almost looks like a laminate, like a sandwich.
And this is the JB and the 59. So JB in the
Oh,
bridge,
cool.
59 in
So-
the neck.
So even though they're neon yellow, they're not something you're not familiar with the
Right.
Floyd 1000
Right.
grand. Hat called it. Quentin says next.
All right.
Hey man, that's either your thing or it ain't, right?
Yep.
You know, They're not trying to sell that guitar to everybody for sure.
Nope.
Man, I'm telling you, this brand I think made a big impression, and this is one that already has my eye. I'm just going to be honest with you.
So this is the 35th anniversary. No,
Yeah,
Where'd
Epi Les Paul should be next.
I didn't have an Epi Les Paul, did I?
Yeah, you did. You had that one.
Oh, hold on. Oh yeah, you're right. My bad.
What's your list? I couldn't possibly.
I
be
know.
wrong.
I forgot to click on that one. So this is the Epi Les Paul Modern Vintage and Sparkling Burgundy.
I like the
So
sparkling
again,
burgundy.
this is basically Epiphone's clone of the Les Paul Modern that was released last year, the Gibson Les Paul Modern that was released last year.
There's a black or charcoal black and
How can they
blue
call it
pellet
modern
wood.
and vintage at the same time?
Well, this has got the this is the modern. Okay, so
The color is
this is
vintage Sparkling Burgundy.
so this is to reflect the current Gibson modern.
Right.
Okay, so you get that access cut with the new current Gibson modern, and they're the exact same color. They got burgundy, red.
The color is
metal
just
flake,
called
they got
vintage
blue.
burgundy. What
Yeah,
is it?
it's-
Vintage
Vintage.
It's just the
vintage
color is the vintage
sparkling burgundy.
Right.
Yeah, it's called
So
vintage
it's-
sparkling burgundy.
This is the new Epiphone take on the Les Paul Modern,
Modern,
that
yes.
is also in the current Les Paul Gibson catalog.
Right.
They're just mirroring what Gibson's doing with a more tastefully done headstock.
And a heck of a lot cheaper.
Well, yeah, it's $650. Well, Les Paul Modern's what, $26.99, $27.99?
Right.
At least, because the standard's $24.99.
Right.
And the moderns are more. So yeah. So yeah, there you get it. There you go again. And it's weight relieved. It's got all the push pull and the out of phase, just like the modern would have.
And it's got
or what would have been a standard a couple of years ago. It has the same electronics as the standard would have had.
And it also has the Grover lock-in rotomatics.
Yeah.
So
$650 free shipping. Again, you're waiting until March, but it's not the only color. I know they
you gotta.
at least
I need to step away for just a minute. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Whatever you got to do, we'll vamp for a minute while you're. What you got to do? What you got to do? What do you think about these new Epiphones, Dale? Have you been watching a lot of YouTube videos on NAMM?
Yeah, I like the new Epiphones. I think they got quite a few that look pretty darn good. I'd be considering them.
Yeah, even they came out with, I forget the name of the line, but all the new like hot colors, all the old 50s car colors and the metal flake colors, and it's another Epiphone line.
To me, I think Epiphones. Well, just personally, I think they're coming out with some more exciting things than what I've seen in the new Gibson line.
Well, I think last year Gibson did what they did to the Gibson lineup, and then this year they kind of want to be stable. You know what I mean? We made these changes. We're going back to, you can get this standard 50 or 60, or you can get this or you can get that. We're not gonna. So this year they didn't want to mess with it. They just did that. So instead they turned their attention to now how can we bring Epiphone to the future and make it, like he said, more relevant. I think Dave was called it, because now you've got an option that's you don't got to go with the Schecter, for instance. If you want to get a Les Paul that's closer to the Les Paul you really want, you could get an Epiphone maybe. They're back in the picture maybe. Right.
Sorry, guys. I have a very sick little puppy.
You see, how's he doing? You gonna have to cut out, go to the vet, or what?
Not tonight. She
Not right now?
She just got sick again on the.
Oh,
on the Mrs. had her on the bed with her, and she just got sick on the bed. So.
Yucky.
Yeah, that's not been nice.
You may have to go see the vet and find out what's the deal here.
I'm probably gonna have to do that tomorrow. But I do have somebody else with me.
Yeah, you got big girl or big boy?
Shadow?
Yeah.
That Shadow's not a puppy no more. He's getting too big. Look at the size of this monster.
Oh yeah, He's getting all growed up.
He's twice as big as when I was there, and it wasn't even that long ago. It was October.
There's Shadow. Yeah. You guys haven't seen Shadow in a while. Here's
She
my
like his
buddy.
new little baby sister. They getting along good.
Yeah, they get along great. They love each other a lot. And poor guy, Shadow. I mean, he's had it rough for a few days because he's had to stay outside during the day, and he's been missing his playtime with Ivy. But Ivy's just been really, really sick. So
I hope you get it worked out.
yeah, I hope
Good
so
to have
too.
a sick baby.
Yeah, we're probably going to be going to the vet tomorrow. So
Ugh.
yeah, Glenn.
Well,
Glenn
we're
got
down to
meet
that.
Shadow.
We're down to that one that starts with a P.
Yeah, we are. Okay, now we're down to that one. All right. So again, new for 2020. This is the 35th anniversary PRS S2 Custom 24 in whale blue.
That's a pretty color blue.
That looks sweet.
Is that purple on the sides?
That's purple back.
What?
It's a purple back, yeah.
Oh
I
wow!
love purple, but I never have seen a purple back guitar with a blue front. That's wicked.
Yeah, well, I have.
35.
I like that one.
It's totally different, isn't it? I've never seen
It
one
is
like
different. So, I mean, yeah, I think we all know
So
what's
this
going on
is-
here.
so-
But
that. S2 35th anniversary.
yep, 8515s for the pickups.
Of course, these are made in America. I
Right.
believe the only thing that's not made in America is I believe they use the same bridge on these as they use on the import guitars.
Is the S model pickup, are those the overseas pickups too? I believe.
No, I don't
No?
think so.
Okay.
Mm-mm. No,
Okay.
only the SEs. Anything built in the U.S. gets the American PRS pickups. Which ones are these? The 85s?
The 8515S
Yeah,
is
OS,
what
okay.
it says. So I'm not
not
sure.
familiar. I'm not familiar what the S actually does. Oh, yeah, I do. It's got
8550.
something to do with these buttons so you can split them.
Okay, so it's the splittable. Okay.
Yeah,
Hi, buddy. So,
cool.
but 1649 and free shipping.
It's
It's
American-made PRS, man, with a sweet
Yep.
top. Pretty blue.
Yeah, that is a nice
Brand
blue.
new.
I like the whale blue. I like
This
that
guy's even
whale
taking
blue.
an offer. I mean, if it
Yep.
says taking an offer, you're stupid if you don't shoot the dude an offer. He's in New Hampshire. 24 fretter, 25-inch
If
scale.
it's your thing.
Well, I mean, if you're a PRS guy
Yep.
and you don't want to spend core money. I've had core, and I actually like my bolt-on CEs better than the core that I had. I mean, you know, that's why they make more than one kind of guitar, because everybody has a different taste, right? So.
Yeah,
cool,
so
man.
the S is overseas. I was pretty sure.
So the S is overseas pickups.
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, it's the
I didn't know
same
they
ones
did.
that are in the SEs.
Okay, gotcha. Because like my CE has got the same pickups as you get in a core model, but it's a bolt-on, not a
Right.
set neck. Like
Yeah,
that.
the
Why
S,
wouldn't
the
you
S,
get an SE then? If it's the
I
same
like this-
pickups.
I like the CEs. They're bolt-on. See, that's the difference. The CE's the American-made bolt-on model, so it's not a set neck like your core.
So
model.
this
Core
one, but
models
this
are
one
all-
is the S2. So this is kind of a stripped down core. Not
Yeah.
as you're not going to get like a 10 top. You're going to get some nice tops on them. But
you have this bevel, this deeper bevel on the ones. All S2 models have this this body cut here that's different than the core models too.
right.
And the hardware is not exactly the same, but
So
sure they're still.
anyway,
Hey, it's cheaper than a Fender Ultra by about $250. So there you go.
all right.
All right, let's
Moving-
see what else you got next. Oh,
moving
this is
right along.
something with a G on the headstock.
It
I
is.
think. Something with
Yep.
a G on the headstock.
So this is new for 2020. This is the 70s Explorer in classic white. So a little something different. Hot sounding 70s tribute humbuckers, mahogany body, rosewood fretboard, normal Gibson scale, Graphtec nut, Grover rotomatics with kidney buttons, and a Nashville Tune-o-matic.
I wouldn't swear to it, but I believe this is the only color it's going to be available in.
Which is fine by me. I love the white. Love
Now,
the classic white.
I did see Trogley, who's the Gibson guru guy,
Yep.
and he was pointing out there's quite a few things here that don't exactly match up to what a real 70s would be, if that bothers you or not. But
not really.
Pretty freaking pretty.
Yeah.
And there's a V in the same color for the same money, by the way.
Yes, there is.
A 70s V.
Yep.
So this one's March 8th again. You're waiting on it. You're waiting on that one for a few days. Well, here's something with a totally different flavor.
But it has a G on the headstock.
It does have it. It does have a G on the headstock.
But this is a B&G Crossroads. So if you guys aren't familiar with B&G, it's they have one of the little sister has been the best-selling guitar in their history.
See you later, Glenn.
Have a good one, Glenn.
Thanks for joining the show, Glenn.
Thanks.
Got to finish Hacks P90.
So this is kind of like, this is similar to a little sister, a B&G little sister, but it's a lot cheaper.
And I love that
so
top.
it's stripped down just a little bit. Doesn't have all the fancy binding on the neck and some of the other stuff, but it does have scrape binding.
Natural binding, man.
Yeah, natural binding.
Pretty piece of wood.
Yeah, and those P90s are they're mean sounding P9. They're good sounding, but they're mean sounding P90s.
I dig the funky tuners, man.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a classical. The notched headstock's kind of like a classical headstock.
Man, this angle here is kind of extreme, isn't it?
I don't like it when they put that much of an angle on those strings.
That's a serious angle on the E string, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you'll have the
freaking
opposite,
top though.
You'll have the opposite tuning problems of a Gibson.
Right. B&G little sister.
Yeah. There's a few guys there's a few guys out there that are playing some of the B&Gs like the little sister, and they sound great.
It's got like a Fender soft V-neck. That'd be up my alley. I kind of like that one.
Yeah.
Switchcraft wiring, tobacco burst. That's a proper burstage, man. Ooh, look
Yeah.
at the top.
It's a nice looking guitar. It really is.
I like it. It's not my thing, but I still like to look at it. It's pretty.
Yep.
All right, let's see. What do we got next here?
Well,
well, you can't go through this show without. You gotta have one of these. You gotta have at least one.
At least one. So this is a USA signature, the Appetite Burst, in the Appetite Burst. So
Modeled after the fake Les Paul.
It's modeled after the Derrick Les Paul. Yeah. And those of you that don't know, the Les Paul that Slash played on the Appetite for Destruction is not a Gibson at all, even though it says Gibson on the headstock. It was made by a luthier named Chris Derrick, who has now since left the planet permanently. He is on permanent vacation.
He's making guitars in another plane.
In another dimension, yeah. So, but yeah, so that the original Appetite guitar was not a Gibson at all. It was a Derrick copy. So they have now copied the copy.
Yeah, they've copied. Not only that, they've copied the limited edition that they already copied.
Right, but this is a production run. It's $2,900. So, you're not going to get the big COAs and the big limited number, that kind of thing. These are a lot cheaper.
Top, got Slash's voiced pickups in it.
Yep.
That are they the Seymour Duncans or are they Gibson?
No, they're Gibson. Basically Gibson recreated the Alnico 2 set from Seymour Duncan.
Yeah.
So
Gibson ripped off Seymour Duncan. They should not be suing anybody for
Gibson
copyright.
ripped off Gibson, or Gibson ripped off Chris Derrick that ripped off Gibson. I don't know.
Gibson ripped off everybody that paid the big cash to get the limited edition model of the same guitar, and then a couple of years later they come out with it as a standard. Anybody can own one.
Right. But
What
still,
companies used to do that? all the
personally, I
time?
think this is one of the better looking ones in this. I like the AFD because I like the lemon.
I kind of like the November burst myself.
Amber,
It's very
amber
tobacco-y.
or whatever.
It's the tobacco burst one.
Yeah.
All right, but that's cool. $2,900. So basically, a standard is $24.99.
So
This is
yeah,
basically a 50 standard with different pickups and
A better
limited top, and you get your choice of the trash rod cover with the signature or a blank one they send with you, and you get the little Scully guy on the back
right,
for the extra money. So,
right.
there you go. There she
But
is.
you're not. The
That's-
thing is you're not going to find that finish. You're not going to find that finish in a 50s. You know, in the
in the
U.S.
standard,
production
yeah, in
line.
the U.S. lineup. If you want
Right.
that top and you want a 50s neck, that's your option.
Well, yeah, or either that, or you're going to buy an R9 and you're going to pay 3 times that.
Or custom.
Or more.
From the custom shop.
Yeah.
All right, 2 more to go because
Yep.
one of ours already got sold. So this is a USA.
This is another
high-end
USA.
Charvel, baby.
The USA Charvel, yeah, custom dinky DK24 2 PTHSS Blueburst, and is also on pre-order. Unfortunately, we only get one picture, but that is natural binding.
What? Oh, I never.
Yeah.
If you only got one,
like the
picture,
color
it's
in that.
pre-order. Okay.
That's a beautiful color on that. Beautiful.
Yeah, but how do you know if
top.
that's the one you're going to get when it's pre-ordered?
Right, but it looks like it's an actual top because you got you got natural binding on it, and you've got a roasted maple neck.
Well, that one's more than roasted. That one's charcoal maple neck.
Caramelized.
They roasted the shit out of that one.
Yeah,
I like the
one's
way it
about as-
looks.
I love
I
the
don't
way
know
it
how it
looks.
feels playing.
It looks great with that blue, doesn't it? That dark
Yeah.
roasted neck.
yeah, that looks great. Yeah, that one caught my eye, and I was like, "Ooh, that's pretty." So
How much? $3,800.
$3,800, but it is a USA. It is a USA. So jumbo stainless frets, Graphtec nut, Duncan custom full shred in the bridge, so SH10B if you're interested. The middle pickup is a custom flat Strat SSL6, and then the neck pickup is a custom flat Strat that's weird, SSL
How did they get?
as well.
How did they get Autumn Glow?
Yeah, I
the
don't
name
know.
of that top. That can't be right. They must have picked the wrong name. That can't be.
Yeah,
Autumn
they must
Glow.
have picked the wrong, but there you go.
Graphtec, Jumbo, blah,
Spursel
blah, blah.
lock-in tuners.
EVH 500K pots,
Yeah,
all kinds of goodies. This
Born.
thing's
They're the
loaded
Born's
up.
low friction.
I guess
pot.
for $3,800, it ought to be loaded up, right? It
Yeah.
ought to have top to line everything.
Exactly.
Quentin's like, nope, I'm out. Too much money. Hey man, you could literally have a custom shop like my Les Paul for $3,800. Pretty nicer one than the one I got. I mean, that's a lot of cash, right? You got to seriously be a Charvel guy,
Yeah,
but that's pretty.
it is pretty. So
Very
for our
pretty.
last one, this
Last
falls under
one.
the if you have to ask category.
It almost falls out of I wouldn't even ask.
Once you see it, you're like, yep, nope. But again, new for 2020, very limited edition, 135 made worldwide. It is the 35th anniversary private stock Dragon.
Now they're all
Really?
sold. I know.
Right.
I know they're already all sold. So this guy bought one just to sell it out of his shop because
Yeah.
this is pre-order. He's still waiting on it, but you had to buy them at NAMM. I think they sold them all. Does it say in the description how many pieces are in the inlay? Because it's an ungodly amount on the front.
$16,500 worth of pieces.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of money.
there's no such thing.
It doesn't say how many pieces it is, but it's got some of the materials in the inlays is green ripple abalone, green abalone select, black mother of pearl, stabilized sand shaded holly, red and gold vein recon stone, raffia stripe black and red raffia, aluminum wave, abaloid, acrylic, nocturne corian, as well as blue Pacific, citrine, and flame synthetic opal. So
your typical player's guitar, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you had $16,500 to buy that with, would you play it, or would you put it in a display case and keep the dust off of it and just look at it as a piece of art?
Yeah, Quentin, watch your mouth. I like dragons. It is nuts, Brian. I
think it's kind of neat how they got the flames coming out of the dragon's mouth.
Well, I mean, you can't say it ain't cool, but $16,000.
$16,500. Yeah.
For a guitar.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money.
It's when you take off the wall and play it once a year.
Hard pass.
Very gently.
Hard pass.
Yes.
It's just when you boil it all down, it's just wood.
It's just a guitar, guys.
It's just a dead tree.
Thank you, Brian.
I mean, you boil it down to its simplest form. It's just a dead tree.
It's a dead, dried up hunk of wood.
Yes, it is.
I guess if you've got that kind of money and there's not much else
I know. There's people with so much money, they have to try to sit around and think about shit to spend it on.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, people are spending, $120,000 on a freaking car.
Yeah, or more, double, three times that.
Or double, exactly. So, to somebody that has that kind of money to just throw around, 16 grand. Hey, it's under 20. It's a bargain.
Yeah, they're practically giving it away.
Yeah, giving it away. That. Hey, Brian, there's a nice piece of furniture, man.
Excellent, man.
There's a lot more things I would rather do.
When I hit the lottery, I'm going to have Paul make me a coffee table. That's what I'm going to do.
You're going to make it a
coffee table, baby.
Yeah.
I'd pay somebody to make a custom coffee table that looked like it and buy something else.
Right. All right, man. You ready to move on to the next segment of the show?
Let's roll it.
We got some circuit breakers for you all tonight.
Yes, we do.
Some interesting rock history coming up for you first.
Yes, we do.
Get my application up here rolling. You ready to go with your first one?
I am indeed. Okay, 1957 on January 19th, Johnny Cash appears for the first time on national TV when he appears on the Jackie Gleason Show.
I told you that the Man in Black, we'd be circling back around to the Man in Black at some point.
Indeed. And then in 1971, Alan Pissarro, member of the Hells Angels biker gang who stabbed 18-year-old Meredith Hunter to death during the concert by the Rolling Stones at their Altamont Speedway concert in Livermore, California, which we discussed back on early December, which happened on December 6th of 1969, is acquitted of murder after 17 days of testimony, in which the jury sees footage of the documentary Give Me Shelter, and that shows the stabbing. The Hells Angels were hired as security, which we already discussed, and when Hunter brandished a gun, Pissarro killed him. The Stones kept playing, unaware that the fan had been killed. So he was acquitted of murder.
They also beat the crap out of somebody with some pool cues.
Yeah.
I had to go through the photos to try to find the least violent photo.
Yeah, right.
That was the least violent one I could find of the incident.
What's that, a guild? The guitar?
Yes, that is a guild bass. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
So the defendant is one of those guys right there. I forget which one. All right.
1998, on January 19th, Carl Perkins dies at age 65 after suffering 3 strokes over the last 2 months.
He was rocking the Elvis jersey.
Yeah, if you don't know who Carl Perkins is, you guys should look him up. The guy was a beast.
Oh, he was awesome.
He was a big time star, man.
Big guitar player. So, and like some of the sounds that we have enjoyed over the years and still enjoy are attributed to Carl Perkins. So, all right, 2007, Denny Doherty of the Mamas and Papas died of kidney failure at age 66 after surgery for a stomach aneurysm.
I was trying to figure out what was up with the tic-tac-toe on his chest, but that's on the album cover. Did
Yeah,
he
I
just
don't
get
know.
a tattoo or what?
I don't know.
I'm sure there was some inside significant joke between them.
Right. So this one got a little out of order, but in 2006, Wilson Pickett died of a heart attack at age 64. And that brings us to a couple of birthdays for January 19th. 1943,
Sam Cooke, right?
one Janis Joplin was born in Port Arthur, Texas.
Oh, there you go. There's Janice.
There's
Oh,
Janis. And 3 years later, so Dolly Parton was born in Sevier County, Tennessee. She is the fourth of 12 children.
She was poor.
Dirt.
poor.
Big
girl.
family.
Hey, back in the hills of Carolina and Tennessee, we call that dirt po.
Po. She's
Po.
po.
Oh. All right.
No
brings
more.
us
She ain't po no more.
No.
She
And
learned how to be enterprising.
She's
And
smart as a whip, dude.
The
She's
stuff
smart
that
as a
she
whip.
does, the stuff that she does for Sevier County, Tennessee now
Yeah.
is nothing short of
She
amazing.
like employs it, doesn't she?
Yes. Well, she owns Dollywood, and it employs a lot of people there. But she also pumps a lot of her own money into like the local school systems for music programs and this and that. So
She got the money to pump. That's for
Yeah.
damn sure. Girl got paid.
So she's like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Rich.
Well, not rich. It's philanthropist, right? For that, I mean, she's like hardcore about that area. So, all right, that moves us on to January 20th. In 1982, while performing at the Veterans Memorial Auditorium in Des Moines, Iowa, Ozzy Osbourne bit the head off of a bat.
All the damn things to be known for. And of course, if you're not aware, because this is the anniversary of it, Ozzy is now selling the plush bat with the head that pops
Removable
off.
head.
So
No,
you
it's a
can buy-
removable
This
head.
just came out like 2 days ago. You can
Yeah.
buy the bat. You can buy the
You
plush
can buy a
bat
plush
with the
bat
head
with
that
a
comes off.
removable head. It is a removable head, as you see
Removable
it.
head. Yes.
Yes.
So you can get the bat and then you can bite the head off yourself and reenact Ozzy, and all the money's probably going to Ozzy's rehab, which we'll be
All right.
circling back around to later. Also,
Yeah.
bad news for
Yeah.
Ozzy.
So and that brings us. So 1983, a year later, Def Leppard releases their third album, Pyromania.
Which
Like
is my
their-
favorite.
Like their previous effort, High and Dry, it is produced by Matt Lang. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
Who does
Mutt Lang. It's Mutt Lang, isn't it?
Mutt Lang? Yeah, Mutt Lang. Yeah, Mutt Lang. Sorry.
He's the same guy that did
The-
AC/DC, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So he's also the one that does the on the Rock of Ages song.
Which
as
is
well.
one of my favorite Def Leppard songs off that
Right.
album. Who doesn't like Rock of Ages? That song jams.
And then in 1988, on January 20th, the Beach Boys, the Beatles, the Drifters, Bob Dylan, and the Supremes are inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as the third class.
Wow, that was a small class, but pretty. I mean, they went big time.
Yep.
It's like, hey, we only need 5 when it's this 5,
Right.
right?
So-
Beatles, Beach Boys,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Bob Dylan,
Bob Dylan, the
Supreme,
Supremes, and who else?
The
What's the other
Drifters.
group?
The Drifters.
Yeah.
So during that, Mike Love of the Beach Boys gives a Ricky Gervais at the Golden Globe style speech,
Oh, he told
insulting
him
many in attendance. And Diana Ross skips the ceremony over a spat with fellow Supreme Mary Wilson.
Oh, Oh my goodness, they were not getting along.
Wow.
No. And that brings us around to a couple of birthdays. Born on January 20th, back in 1952, Paul Stanley of Kiss was born. Harvey Eisen in Queens, New York.
Yep.
There's
His last name's Eisen.
Yes, Eisen.
Harvey Paul Eisen, I believe. I think his middle name's Paul.
Okay.
Ace Frehley's first name is really Paul.
Which is kind of, I mean, check out that SG, man, with the Bixby. That's cool.
Did you know that Paul Stanley has a deformed ear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cauliflower ear, yes.
Yeah.
Also on January 20th, 1952, same day, Judas Priest first bass player, bass player Ian Hill is born in West Bromwich.
Current bass player. He's
England.
still rocking it.
Still rocking it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just basically him and the metal god now are the only two original members left.
Yeah. And that brings us around to January 21st, which is yesterday. 1965, the Byrds record Mr. Tambourine Man.
Play a song for me.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good one. They were
And
awesome,
then
man.
1979, Leonard Skinner reunites at the Volunteer Jam in Nashville, Tennessee. This is the first time the band has played since the plane crash in '77 that killed 3 of their members. Which, as you guys know, the plane crash, if you've been watching along the way, happened not too long ago, but back in October. So Leonard
You
Skinner
would have thought there
performed.
would have been a zillion photographs of the first time Led Zeppelin got back together after the plane crash, and there are not, dude. That is like it.
Yeah. So
I searched high and dry.
Leonard
That's
Skinner
Charlie
performed.
Daniels back there playing with them,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah. So they performed an instrumental version of Freebird alongside the Charlie Daniels band.
Yeah.
So there you go. And that brings us to our birthday of January 21st. Lupine disc jockey Wolfman Jack is born Robert Weston Smith in Brooklyn, New York. And in the 1960s, he blasts rock and roll to the masses over a high-powered border blaster signal XERF AM in Mexico.
With what, 500,000 watts or something ridiculous?
Like ridiculous. Well, see, so I don't know how much you guys
They
know.
didn't have
I know,
FCC in Mexico. They just turned it up to 11.
basically,
The transmitter.
yeah. And that's how he was able to be heard basically nationwide.
Yeah, he blew everybody out that was in
Yeah,
the same
they had
frequency.
such a powerful state because they don't have the regulations like we do here in the U.S.
Well, plus
course,
people
he's a-
forget there was no FM back then.
Right?
It was AM.
It
Yeah.
was AM radio.
But, so AM, I think, even at 50,000 watts, like I grew up in Indiana, I could hear WGN in Chicago, and but it bounces off the atmosphere.
You can get
and after
skip
a while,
stations,
it fades
yeah.
out. Yeah. It fades out, after a while.
Yeah.
So
So that brings us around to today.
By the way-
January- yeah,
he's immortalized. He is in the movie American Graffiti
yes,
as himself, Wolfman Jack.
yep,
Although he denies it when the guy goes to the radio station, he denies that he's the Wolfman. He's just like, no, I'm just the dude that plays the tapes, but I'll leave him a note, but he's really the Wolfman.
it's really the Wolfman. All right, that brings us around to January 22nd, which is today. Oh, back in 1989, Metallica's first music video for One makes its debut, running 7 minutes and 44 seconds. It incorporates
Mini
footage
movie.
from the 1971 war movie Johnny Got His Gun. And also, pretty much for those of us that are actual Metallica fans and grew up on Metallica, marked the time the moment where Metallica sold out.
I don't know, man. That video was not even fun to watch. It's kind of depressing. The whole song's depressing.
It went against one of their own commandments. So in the early days it was, we'll never make a video. Well, guess what? There you go.
Plus, they cut their hair.
Well, later on,
Later.
they still had long hair in the actual video. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What's
All right.
next?
Couple birthdays for today. 1931. Sam Cooke was born in Clarksdale, Mississippi. He grows up in Chicago, where at 6 years old, he forms the group The Singing Children with his siblings.
Like the Jackson 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then in 1949, Journey frontman Steve Perry was born in Hanford, California.
I heard a little bit of a rumor that they might go back out with Steve Perry on vocals, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
Happy birthday, Steve.
Dude,
And then
flat
in
out sing.
1965, former Guns N' Roses drummer Steven Adler is born. Michael Coletti in Cleveland, Ohio. Happy birthday,
The
Steve.
Ohio boy, he's a Buckeye.
Yeah.
Should have stayed away from the H.
Yeah. All right. That rolls us around to January 23rd, tomorrow, 1990.
There's your
Original
boy.
Leonard Skinner guitarist Alan Collins, one of the survivors of the plane crash in 1977, finally dies of pneumonia, a complication of paralysis caused by a car accident in 1986.
Survived a freaking plane crash, and then he gets paralyzed in a car crash.
In a car wreck, yep.
Man, not
Yep.
cool.
And then in 1991, the Albuquerque, New Mexico radio station KLSK-FM plays the Led Zeppelin song Stairway to Heaven over and over for 24 hours to inaugurate a format change to classic rock. It was played more than 200 times,
Oh my God.
eliciting hundreds of angry calls and letters. The police show up, guns drawn, after a listener reports that the DJ had apparently suffered a heart attack.
It's just stuck on repeat, on loop.
Later, because
DJ's laying there dead in the studio.
later, because of suspicion that this being 8 days into the first Gulf War, the radio station had been taken hostage by terrorists dispatched by Led Zeppelin freak Saddam Hussein.
Oh my God.
The weirdest of all this,
every
though-
radio station has get all the classic rock FMs have get the lead out, right?
So the weirdest part of all this, right, is a lot of listeners didn't move the dial. They didn't change the dial because it turns out a lot of people listened to see if they would finally stop playing.
when it was gonna end.
Oh,
It's like, I want
man.
to know when this comes to an end. That's hilarious, man.
And then in 1997, Louie composer, you guys all know the song Louie, Richard Berry, an original performer. Richard Berry died of heart failure at age 61.
You know the song Louie Louie, but you may not know the Richard Berry version, but he's actually the guy that wrote it, right?
Wrote it and originally performed it.
It's the Kingsman that
Right. That
had the hit.
right.
The
All
one we're
right.
familiar with, yeah.
That brings us around to January 24th. Back in 1961, Bob Dylan arrives in New York after dropping out of the University of Minnesota. He immediately gets to work playing a show at the Club Cafe. At the Club
Cafe
Wah.
Wah. Yeah.
Wah.
It's still
in
there.
Greenwich Village.
It's still there.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. You can still go to the Cafe Wah and check it out.
Cool. And
Everybody played there back in the day, right?
right.
Hendrix played there. Everybody played there.
And then in 1980, a clever marketing campaign, Pink Floyd advertised their upcoming world tour to promote the album The Wall with a special billboard on Los Angeles Sunset Strip that is gradually covered up each day with a brick until the entire wall is built over it. Now
So
that's
they had this huge mural, and then every day they put a brick on, and obviously that's about 3/4 of the way through the bricks.
Oh, no. I don't think that was the original one. They put it in brick. They just put everything up brick by and filled the entire billboard with just nothing but solid bricks.
Well, the way I understood the story is there was originally a mural, and then every day a brick was added until the entire mural was covered in by bricks.
Oh yeah, okay.
So this is the actual billboard
Okay.
It's just
Okay.
this is so like however many brick days in.
Right. Right. Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
So I was mistaken. My bad. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So in 1981, Aerosmith Steven Tyler gets in a nasty motorcycle accident with his 17-year-old babysitter riding on the back. He spends the
Sounds
remainder.
suspicious right off the bat.
Right.
What's he doing with the 17-year-old babysitter?
Right. Yeah, he spends the remainder of the year recovering, which delays the band's next album, Rockin' a Hard Place.
I'm sure they weren't too happy, the rest of the band members, which we'll be circling back around to some Aerosmith unhappiness here in a minute.
Yeah, we will. So we've got a couple of birthdays for the 24th. 1941, Neil Diamond. Yep, that's his real name. Neil Diamond is born in Brooklyn, New York.
You know, he kind of looks like Phil
Caroline.
Mosley a little bit. He looks like our buddy Phil Mosley, the Count.
Okay.
Young Neil Diamond. A little bit. A little bit. The eyes. It's the eyes.
Okay. All right. So in 1949, John Belushi is born in Chicago. He is one of the original cast members of Saturday Night Live and forms the Blues Brothers with fellow SNL star Dan Aykroyd.
He was awesome.
Another one gone way too soon. There was way more funny stuff left in that guy.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get the H. The H gets hold of you.
The H and the C
Yeah.
mixed together.
And that rolls us around to Saturday the 25th. Back in 1963, EMI awards the U.S. record label VJ the right to distribute Beatles records in America.
VJ has a whole different connotation.
Yeah, nowadays,
like
yeah.
in the 60s and 70s than it did in the 50s.
Right. All right. And then in 1980, the last one, Paul McCartney is released and deported from Japan after spending 9 days in a Tokyo jail. Remember, we did this one last week, right?
Last week we had him getting arrested with a pound of weed in Tokyo. This is him getting kicked out of the country.
Deported. There we go. All right.
Later, dude.
That rounds out this week in rock history, man.
Don't come back.
Yeah. Has he been back? I don't know.
I'm sure they've been back since then. I mean, come on. Surely
I
Paul
never
McCartney
know,
and
man.
Wings have been to Japan. I mean, at some point, something.
You would
would've
think
they
maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
You would have thought they would have forgiven him by now. But I mean, the boy didn't just take like a couple of doobies. He freaking landed at the airport with a pound in his luggage.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, we're not talking like little time here. We're talking big time here.
Yeah, they don't like that stuff in Japan.
No.
All right, next one. This is we kind of alluded to this a minute ago. So, wow.
Another
Almost
one?
made it to 50 years. We were talking about last week how they were going to get Aerosmith was going to be get this big honor right before the Grammys for all their charity work, and it was going to be their 50th year anniversary together as a band. And guess what? It's not going to be. It's going to be 49 years because Joey Kramer is right now he's out. So the story is right now Joey Kramer is suing Aerosmith because he says they are preventing him from performing. Reports say it all stems from a shoulder injury that Kramer suffered in April, described at the time as minor, which caused him to miss a few dates at the first half of Aerosmith Deuces a Wild Las Vegas residency. He also missed some dates at the end of it because when I saw him, it wasn't Joey playing.
It was his tech, right?
Yeah, well, it was John Douglas, who's going to be their new drummer, apparently. The story then, though, was that he had hurt an ankle a couple of days before that and couldn't play. So anyway, according to the report, when he came back from the shoulder injury, the other members of Aerosmith made him audition. They made him play a lot. They made him play along with a click track, and then afterwards they said, "You're not able to play up to the appropriate level. You're out.
Wow.
You don't have enough energy." So as a result, Kramer will not be performing with the band at the Music Care Person of the Year benefit or at the Grammys, which Aerosmith is going to be a highlight of the Grammys. They're going to play Walk This Way with Run DMC. They're going to do a bunch of other, a whole career spanning set at the Grammys on television. Joey ain't gonna be there. So Joey's out. On top of all this, it says TMZ's reporting that Joey had to pay his replacement $10,000 a week to do the rehearsals and $20,000 a week to do the shows, on top of him not getting paid because he wasn't in the shows.
Woo.
And then on top of that, he says he's got a lot of stress from all this. So he had to go to the hospital for that. And so he's really just hoping this lawsuit's going to get him his spot back in the band. That's what he wants. He wants his job back. So so far, this just broke yesterday. No other members of Aerosmith have commented so far. But right now, Joey Kramer has a lawsuit against the band Aerosmith. So we made it to 49 years, gang. We didn't quite make it to 50.
Oh well.
So, and that's not the only kind of bad music news this week either. We got
some more bad news for Ozzy. Yeah. So last year we know was a rough year for Ozzy. Having re-broken his neck in a fall during the night, going to the bathroom. He got 15 screws in his spine, followed by multiple hospitalizations. Ultimately,
and now we know why he might have fallen.
Yeah, now we know.
Reason.
Unfortunately, there's more bad news. In an interview with Robin Roberts on Good Morning America, Ozzy revealed that he'd been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. So, yeah. Kind of a sad announcement there. We all wish Ozzy the best. There is no known cure for Parkinson's, but there's there is some treatment through various medications and surgery that can be done to help kind of ease.
They can slow it down, but it just keeps getting worse
and
worse and worse.
It's degenerative, right? So
that's a shame. That's too bad for Ozzy. It doesn't kind of, now that you think about it though, and you kind of think about how he has kind of looked on stage the last few times that we've seen him, if you know what the symptoms
too soon,
are,
Quentin. Too soon.
Too soon.
Way too soon, Quentin.
I'm not. I didn't gotta look. But yeah, I feel bad for Ozzy. I know he's still planning to do that tour this summer. So,
right.
But if you're a big Ozzy guy and you know this, and he does come around you might want to go to this one, because this really might be the last time. You know.
Yeah.
You never know. All right, next story is hopefully a little bit less depressing. This one's called "Suing for Subtitles." TMZ is reporting that a deaf man is suing the website Pornhub, claiming it is denying the deaf and hearing impaired access to videos that others can easily enjoy. According to documents obtained by TMZ, the man says a lack of closed captioning violates their rights under the Americans with Disabilities Act. The man claims the deaf and hearing impaired cannot understand the audio portion of videos on the websites, and some of the titles that the man says that he has watched but is completely lost on because he can't hear the dialogue have titles such as "Hot Step Aunt Babysits Disobedient Nephew," and they always.
What are they going to put on there? Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, he's missing out. He says he tried to watch "Sexy Cop Gets Witness to Talk," and he was totally lost throughout the whole video because he couldn't hear what was going on. So,
hey, did somebody tell this guy that porn is not supposed to have a plot?
Oh, well, I don't know. So apparently not. The man says he is suing Pornhub just really to be more inclusive, and he wants them to add closed captioning. Plus, he is also seeking an unknown amount of damages.
Dude, let me tell you something. They make a pill for that, okay? Get the little blue pill and take it, all right?
So he wants
yeah, exactly, Crowbar.
So he can tell what's going on. Okay.
Exactly, Crowbar.
This next story is a feel good story though. We at least have one feel good story for tonight.
So this one is our thrifty surprise. A Michigan man noticed something amiss about the footstool that came along with the couch he bought from a thrift store for $35 to put in his man cave. That's kind of ugly, by the way, if that's the actual one.
Well, he only paid $35 for it, and that is the actual one.
That is ugly.
So he bought a whole couch with a footstool for $35.
Yeah. So Mr. Howard Kirby said that he bought the furniture from the Habitat for Humanity Restore and was going to use it in his man cave for a few weeks before deciding to investigate why one of the cushions was unusually firm. So he opens the cushion and discovers bundles of cash totaling $43,170.
43 grand stuffed up in this cushion.
Yep. Mr. Kirby said that his lawyer told him that, that it would be well within his rights to keep the cash, but he decided to contact the store to see if they could identify the original owners. So
that was actually nice of the guy, right? Because I'm
really
like 43 grand vacation.
Right. Yeah. So after some research, the Restore contacted the original owner, and Mr. Kirby generously returned the money to a lady whose recently deceased grandfather was the original owner of the furniture. She went on to say that her family had no idea he had such a large amount of cash stashed away, and that the story almost had a very different ending because the family had considered burning the couch if they couldn't find a thrift store to accept the donation.
They were gonna burn it, and 43,000 K would have
right up in smoke. They'd have pulled a Cheech and Chong on that one. Up in smoke.
Oh my God.
Up in smoke, yeah.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine if all of a sudden they saw the dollar bills were starting to fry away?
But what a nice guy, though, because, I mean, literally, he had to call the store back up and say, hey, look, you ain't going to believe this. I found 43 grand in this couch. Right. And I really want to give it back to the people. I mean, that's pretty cool. So good on you.
Yeah, he could have taken that money and upgraded to
Nobody would have ever known, dude. Nobody would have ever known.
Hey, he could have upgraded to Pornhub Premium.
He could. Here's the thing it didn't say in the story. If I'm that
That's
lady,
you, by the way.
I'm taking the dude over to the furniture store and buying him a sweet leather couch for his man cave.
Oh yeah.
If he just gave me back 43 grand, you're getting pick out the one you want.
Here's 1,500. Go buy yourself go to Ashley or something. Go buy yourself
take
a nice
your wife
couch.
out to dinner and go get the best couch they got, right?
Yeah.
That was great. All right, well this next one is that's the end of our photo segment for tonight, so let me ditch that. So this next story is titled Bullwinkle's Revenge, and we actually have video for you tonight. Let me see if I can get the video going here. So I'm gonna play this video while I tell you the story. Listen to the crunchy snow. So an Alaskan man was trapped in his shed last week after a very unwelcome and large visitor followed him out to the garbage bin, and the entire incident was captured on his security camera. Mr. Curtis Phelps of Anchorage had just taken out the trash when he spotted something out of the corner of his eye. Oh shit! Turned out to be a very large bull moose. And knowing that the animals could be aggressive, he quickly locked himself in his own shed. Inside the shed, he tried to call his wife Amy on his cell phone, but she ignored the call, thinking it was a butt dial because she knew he was taking out the trash. Not knowing whether he could come out safely or not, he tried to call his 13-year-old daughter, but she didn't answer the phone either. Finally, on the third try, his wife picks up and looks out the window and says, "Oh my God, the moose has crossed the street. It's safe to run back in the house." The family says they believe the moose was born in their backyard a few years ago, and every so often he shows up to check out his own stomping grounds. They say he once showed up and ate a Christmas wreath out their door. However, this time he only did some minor damage to the shed. There was a small crack. You imagine you're out there and you're just dumping, you look over, it's like, oh!
Curl Bar said, "Tear at the Hack Shack."
That was the Hack Shack. Heck, if you hear knocking outside the shack, don't open the door. It's Bullwinkle.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap.
Oh,
so,
man.
Anyway, animals. You never know what they're going to do next. Right. Well, guys, that pretty much brings us to the end of our show. We sure appreciate y'all watching tonight. And we got a pretty cool guest next week, Dave.
Yep.
JJ's
JJ.
House of Guitars from out there in California.
Yeah.
He's going to join us on the show. And he's got a whole bunch of fun guitars and stories, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
We'll have a good story or have a good time with him and hear some of his stories about how he got into guitars. And Dale, we sure appreciate you joining us tonight, brother.
Yeah, man.
Well, I thank you very much for having me on.
Everybody's buddy in the chat, Dale.
Yep.
Thanks so much for coming on. I hope everybody got to know you a little bit better tonight and hope you had a good time.
I did have a good time.
Awesome.
Cool,
That's
man.
great. Dave, you got anything to throw out there for the end of the night?
No, not that I can think of.
Episode 26, 6 months in, dude, in the
Guys.
can.
I
Wow.
don't know. I don't know how we've managed to keep doing this crap every week for the last 6 months, but
As long as you guys keep watching, we'll keep doing it. 'Cause we have fun doing it, and if you guys are having fun watching it, and
we'll
we get to
keep
meet
going.
somebody new from our community every week, a little bit more as a person than just a person in the chat or what have you, then that's what it's about. So
exactly.
we'll do it again next week, and we'll have JJ on, and we'll have fun.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Same bat time, same bat channel until the time changes. I'm ready for spring already. Hurry up, please. It's cold here, dude.
I'm ready for the weather here to stabilize a little bit and like just stay in that, low 70s, because we've been kind of up and down a bit.
We've been cold and frosty here in the
I mean,
teens.
it was like 70, like 75. I don't know what was Sunday. Yeah, it was beautiful Sunday.
Did you
Monday.
get nailed with that cold
Monday.
front, Dale? New York, where you're at? You
Yeah,
get any
yeah.
snow or just
Well,
the cold?
Today it was a heat wave. It went up to, I think, 36.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
You guys
Here I
didn't know how to
am
act.
complaining about 60.
Some of the
Didn't know
snow
how to act.
melted.
Yeah.
I'm
Woo-hoo, we're about
complaining about it
freezing.
getting up to 60 today. Only getting up to 60. Let me rephrase.
Our buddy Guitar Hack, obviously he lives in Canada, right? So they got some snow, and we're chatting the other day on Facebook about the temperature, and he goes, "Yeah, it's like 12 Celsius." And I said, there are two kinds of countries in the world: those who use the metric system and those who've landed on the moon.
Oh, my.
And with that, we just offended half the planet. We will send you out.
Y'all have a good week. Have a great weekend.
We'll see you next week with JJ's House of Guitars on the Live Wires. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Good to see y'all. Y'all